Hello and welcome to Namaste Thunder Bay. I'm Kelly Rooney, and with me today I have Paula DiGuiseppe. Welcome, Paula.
Hello, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. We are at Paula's studio. We're at La Luna Studio in Thunder Bay, and we are going to embark on a 25-minute beginner yoga practice. And Paula's agreed to guide me through a beginner class. So I'll turn things over to you and let you guide away.
Thank you. So we're going to begin our practice in a seated position today. Legs are crossed, and if we're having an uncomfortable time keeping the legs uncrossed, maybe take a couple pillows or blankets and apply them right underneath the thighs. If you have yoga blocks, you're more than welcome to use yoga blocks as well. Don't worry about props if we don't have them. You don't need them for a practice. So in a comfortable seated position, we're going to lift up through our heart space and drop down through the tailbones. Inhale, arms extend all the way up to the sky. Fingertips reaching towards the sky, tops of the shoulder heads begin to push down into the earth. On the exhale, our right arm is going to reach to the right side of the mat. The left arm is going to start to reach up and over for a side stretch. Remembering to place the left seat bone firmly down into the floor because it might want to start to pop up. A few breaths here. On the next inhale, coming back to center, both arms extending up to the sky. And on the exhale, our left arm reaches to the side of the left. Right arm extends all the way over. Inhale, coming back through to center, both arms up, and on the exhale, hands into prayer. On the following inhale, we'll extend the arms back up to the sky. And this time on the exhale, just the fingers and the hands are going to float to the floor in front of you. On the next inhale, the collarbones lift, seat bones ground down, and on the exhale, you begin to hinge from your hips, folding forward. Go as far as it feels comfortable for you. We want to keep a nice long neck and spine here, trying to avoid the Halloween cat back. On the inhale, gently walking yourself back up to a seated position. On the exhale, we'll switch the crisscross. What we do to one side of the body in yoga, we need to do to the other. Inhale, arms extend back up to the sky. On the exhale, just the hands and fingers float to the floor. Inhale, hearts lift, and on the exhale, you can hinge from the hips. Inhale, begin to slowly make your way back up. The arms will extend all the way up. Exhale, bringing the hands to prayer, heart center, focusing that energy back in our heart space. We're going to take our right leg and extend it out beside us. Our right foot is going to be flexed and active. The left foot comes into a 3/4 point. That's just if you were standing on your tippy toes. Everything needs to be alive in our asana practice. Inhale, the arms extend up. Then the right arm is just going to make its way to the top of the right thigh. We're going to look to the left and create a small twist to the left. On the exhale, the left arm begins to float over towards the right. Another beautiful side stretch here. Great for helping our low back. Inhale, gently making our way back up, both arms extending, and exhale, hands to prayer. And then we can switch our crisscross of the legs. Inhale, arms extend up to the sky. Left arm to the top of the left leg. Slightly looking over to the right, and then exhale, softly floating over to the left. Inhale, gently come back on up. And again, focusing the energy on our heart space as we take the exhale, hands to prayer. On our inhale, we're going to crisscross the legs and roll over onto our hands and knees for cat-cow pose. In our cat-cow pose today, we are going to plug our feet into the floor. Palms of the hands line up directly underneath the shoulder heads. Our knees are hips width apart. On the inhale, crown of the head and the tailbone start to lift up to the sky. Our shoulder blades squeeze together and our core is activated, keeping our low back safe. On the exhale, we start to press away from the floor, chin into chest, and the tailbone roots down towards the earth. Cat pose. Inhale, gently coming through and opening the heart. Cow. Exhale, pressing away from the earth. Cat. Inhale, back through to cow. And our last one, exhale, rounding through the spine. Cat. Inhale, just to a neutral spine. On the exhale, you're going to take the tips of the toes together and then the knees to the wide corners of the mat. And we're going to send our seat bones back towards our heels for an extended child's pose. Again, it doesn't matter how far down into the pose you get, it's just a means of feeling comfortable, feeling good in the stretch. You can always take pillows and rest them on your tummy. You can take a pillow under your forehead, or just like Kelly's doing, you can take your hands and rest them on the forehead. Take a few breaths here, allowing yourself to melt into your hips a little more. On the following inhale, we'll come up onto the hands and knees. And on our exhale, we're going to come into our first downward dog. So tucking the toes, lifting up through the hip creases, allowing the head just to relax and rest in between the arms. In our downward dog, it doesn't matter if the legs are completely straight or if the heels touch the floor. What matters is that we have a beautiful long spine, giving that spine a break. So in order to get that, if we can't have straight legs, we're gonna lift up on the heels on the inhale, bend those knees slightly and press your tummy against the tops of your thighs. You're more than welcome to stay here. If you want to experiment with floating the heels closer towards the floor, go for it. We're going to take a lion's breath here. So breathing in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Taking one more beautiful lion's breath, in with positive energy, and exhaling out everything that no longer serves the body or mind. On the next inhale, up onto the tippy toes, we're going to roll through our spine into a plank position, and then on the exhale, coming onto our knees. Shifting the weight forward on the palms of the hands and exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. The elbows glue towards the sides of our body. On the inhale, we're going to come into Sphinx pose, resting on our forearms. Shoulders and elbows are in line with each other. We do engage our tummy here, so the pressure is off our low back. So if you're not comfortable with Cobra pose, this is an excellent pose to be taking. And now we're going to go into Cobra. So we're going to lower back down to the floor. Inhale, sliding the hands right beside our low ribs, squeezing the shoulder blades together, lifting up through our heart space for a little baby cobra. And then exhale, lowering down. You can also have the option of going into a bigger cobra. Inhale, lifting up through the heart. The elbows still stay bent, but you do find a little more length through the elbows here. Exhale, lowering back down. If you want to come into full up dog, that is okay as well. It's beautiful. Inhale, pressing the palms of the hands into the earth. Tops of the shoulder heads push away from the ears. Tops of the thighs lift up off the floor. On the exhale, you can lower your thighs to the ground, tuck your toes, and lift up through the hips for downward facing dog. Remembering it's okay to have bent knees in yoga. Inhale, up onto our tippy toes. We're going to bend the knees and keep the seat bones reaching up to the sky. Gaze looks forward, and we're going to walk our feet towards our hands for a forward fold. In our forward folds, there's a tendency to hang out in their heels. We want to keep the weight forward onto the balls of our feet, allowing behind the neck just to relax and let go. We're going to take our fists together here and place them right in between our feet. And that's going to allow us to find our hips width apart. Everyone's different and everyone's unique, so celebrate that. On the inhale, taking the palms of your hands and pressing them against the shins. Ardha Uttanasana, long neck, long spine, still trying to keep that weight more forward than backward. Exhale, forward fold. On our inhale, we're going to root to rise by taking our hands onto our hips. We're going to squeeze the shoulder blades together and allow the collarbones to lift you up. Then when we get all the way up, we can take the arms out and up, coming back to that heart space, that beautiful heart energy. On our next inhale, extending the arms all the way back up. And on the exhale, hinging from the hips, forward fold. You can bend the knees here as well. On the inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, long neck, long spine, hands to your shins. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, you're going to bend the knees and place the hands firmly onto the floor. We'll step the right foot back, followed by the left into our downward dog. Speaking of downward dog, there's our dog, Luna. She's our mascot. We're going to come into a seated pose as we bend the knees, take the gaze forward. You have an option to jump or walk to a seated pose, whatever feels comfortable for you. We're going to extend the legs out in front of us, Dandasana. We're going to flex at the soles of our feet, keeping active feet, active legs. On the inhale, arms extend up to the sky. And on the exhale, we're going to hinge from the hips for Pashimo Tadasana. In Pashimo Tadasana, there is a tendency for our spine to round because we really want to focus on getting down. It doesn't matter how far down we get into this pose. We want to keep long spines by lifting through the collarbones, sending the heart forward and the seat bones back. And then we're going to reach the fingertips forward. You're going to plug your feet into that 3/4 point once more. Chin into chest, and you're going to start to now lower yourself onto your back, going through each link of your spine. We're just going to move forward so we can rest on the mat comfortably. Now that we're on the floor, we're going to hug the knees into our chest, Avanasana. And just softly rock from side to side, giving your low spine a little massage. Coming back to center, pause. Keep the knees bent, take the arms out right beside you in a T shape. On the exhale, letting our legs softly fall to the left as our gaze looks off to the right. Twists are great for detoxification. They also can help our digestive tract. Inhale, coming back to center. Exhale, allowing the legs to fall over to the right, your gaze off to the left. And if your arms are feeling uncomfortable, we can always float them closer towards the sides of our body here. Inhale, back to center. We're going to hug our knees tightly into our chest. A squeeze full of love and appreciation for ourselves, for all the hard work that we've done here on the mat today, and for all the hard work that you do out in life. We're going to let everything go now as we come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Allowing your feet to fall heavy to the base of the mat, allowing the palms to come up towards the sky, closing your eyes and just focusing in on your natural breath. I'm going to give Kelly adjustments in Shavasana today and walk you through a guided Shavasana. Our feet just become heavier. Calves and ankles release any tension that they may be holding on to. Your knees have little weights on the back of them, pulling you deeper in towards the earth. Thighs are melting off the body. Your hips are grounded, giving you support and balance. Fingers melt away from the hands. The arms melt away from the shoulders. Jaw unclenches, tongue falls to the back of your throat. Eyes are heavy, two little pebbles sinking to the bottom of a pond. Your mind space welcoming in all of your thoughts, all of your emotions, never judging yourself in your process. Allowing yourself to surrender in Shavasana. This is one of the hardest poses in yoga. Allowing the body and the mind to let go. And when you're feeling ready, just begin to deepen your inhales and exhales. If you want to take a longer Shavasana, you're more than welcome to. We'll begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. And when it feels right to you, we're going to bring the knees back into our chest. Gently rocking from side to side. Allowing our body to softly fall to the right side of our mat and pause here for a moment of gratitude. And when you're ready, gently picking yourself up to a seated position, keeping the eyes closed, and we'll bring our hands into prayer heart center. May we always carry kindness and compassion in our heart space for ourselves and for others. Hands to the mouth. May we only speak kind and compassionate words to ourselves and to others. Hands to the forehead. May we only think kind and compassionate thoughts about ourselves and about others. Thank you so much for joining me here today at La Luna Wellness Studio. Namaste.
Thank you so much for guiding that process. I was really able to get into the zone. Obviously, with beginner yoga, big part of the process is about connecting body, mind, and soul. And so having someone guide you through the process, I hope you were joining in at home, it can really help you to make that connection because you're not thinking about what you need to do. We still have a few minutes left, so what I'd love to find out from you is what are some of your top tips for people who are brand new to yoga?
Brand new to yoga. Everybody can do yoga. Everyone is welcome to yoga. Don't worry about not being able to touch the floor. As we saw, you just need to bend your knees a little bit more and you can touch the floor. Don't be intimidated by a class. This is a safe space here. You're always more than welcome to come here. But just have fun. Just get out of the mind space and just laugh, have fun. Life is too short, it doesn't need to be rigid nor too serious. So just enjoy yourself and enjoy the process.
I love the expression to take your yoga practice sincerely, but not seriously.
Yes.
What else would you tell to our very beginners? What have been some of the positive benefits that you've experienced practicing yoga? I
actually came into yoga through dance. I'm a dancer originally, and along my time in dance, I was like, I need to do something different, condition my body in a different way, and there was yoga for me, and I didn't know anything about it, but yoga was there, and it welcomed me in with open arms and an open heart, and I really found that it took away back problems. I had some back problems that I was experiencing just from hypermobility, and it really allowed me to focus on the strength and stability instead of just cramming yourself into poses. And just taking the time to break things down and not having to rush. There's so much time in yoga just to do you. Mm-hmm. So focus on you and don't worry about anybody else.
Another big key for me with my yoga practice was about the process of learning about yourself through your yoga practice. Yeah. So whenever you come onto the mat, allowing yourself to notice and observe your thoughts without judgment, more with a mind of curiosity and learning what you can about yourself through the process. We still have a couple of minutes, so we have an opportunity. Is there a particular mantra or breath practice or anything that we could do that we could share with people in 5 minutes or less?
Absolutely. My favorite breath is a classic Ujjayi breath.
Ooh, nice.
I didn't take you through at the beginning, but you are more than welcome to apply this to any yoga practice that you take, or just even from day-to-day life situations. So how we'll begin this practice is just by breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. On the next exhale through the mouth, you're going to hold a constriction in the back of your throat as if you were to fog on a mirror. We'll do that one more time. Now, holding that same constriction in the back of your throat as we take the inhale through the nose. Once more. We're going to close our mouth now and breathe in and out of the nose, holding the constriction in the back of the throat for both inhale and exhale. This is the full Ujjayi breath. And I'm going to let Kelly continue that breath. Now with our Ujjayi breath, there is a lot of things happening up in our chest space, which is good, it's not a bad thing. But our lung capacity is much greater than what we think. So try and focus the breath as well into the belly. Don't be afraid to let the belly expand here. And then one more. We're going to close the eyes and just come back to your natural breath. Just settling back into your body, noticing if you feel a difference. Maybe you do, maybe you don't, and that's okay. Our Ujjayi breath is perfect if we're feeling anxious or if we have busy tasks during the day. Just pause, take that breath, bringing in positive light and energy and releasing everything that no longer serves your body or mind any good. And actually, before we end, I would like to do something, speaking of energy.
Okay.
So we got some energy going. We're gonna take our left hand facing up, the right hand just hovering over top of it. And then we're gonna go clockwise for the count of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Holding that energy, flip it over to the other side, counterclockwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Holding the energy, center into our heart space. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Taking a breath in and then out. 2 more times, in and out. Inhale in, and on this exhale, breathe out through the mouth. Just restoring the balance of our energy.
It's great the way that you can use breath practice, pranayama, to change several different things in your body. One, you can use them for concentration, like you said, to take away anxiety, for concentration, for boosting energy, or for taking the energy down. And then we also have so many practices where you can balance the energy.
Yes.
So there's so much that can be done with the breath, and that's a huge part of the yoga practice. And it's also a big part of why people leave yoga feeling bliss.
Yes.
It's not just about the physical movement that makes you feel great. It's the connection, again, between body, mind, and spirit, but also with the breath.
Yes.
Because it really can rebalance your system. It can reset your parasympathetic system. And the Ujjayi breath that you took us through earlier, a lot of people will refer to it in class as the ocean breath.
Yes.
And what I love about that breath is that it's loud enough that you can keep your focus on it. You can actually do that throughout your entire yoga practice.
Yes.
And it's a beautiful breath. So this has been a really enlightening beginner practice at La Luna Studio. Thank you so much for guiding us. And I hope you've enjoyed it at home too. And if you didn't get down on the mat today and you just listened to this beautiful voice as she guided us, which I wouldn't blame you if you did, roll out the mat next time and give it a try. It really is accessible to all. Thank you so much, and Namaste Thunder Bay.